Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and here we have the Behemoth. At this moment right now, I am leaning towards LR Tech Vegito Blue right here, being the new best unit in the game. Of course, I would still like to use him a lot more, test him out in like Dokkan Battlefield, Super Battle Road, you know, Legendary Dokkan, like a lot of these places just a lot more, right? Now at this moment, I do actually have full dupes for him. But we're just going to rock him at 55%, right? One of these 55% videos I do a lot. Now, this other thing I want to point out here, I am not actually going to put equipment on him for this video, right? Because equipment right now can only be obtained from the Whis event, which has an end date of March 3rd, right? It only goes until March 3rd. There's no other way to obtain equipment, as we know. I'm being very cautious and careful about how I use my equipment. Now, I do have this gold level 3 additional that I would like to put on him, but again, I'm going to play it a little bit cautious. I was thinking about it, and I feel as though equipment might actually be more of a boon, more of a buff for free-to-play players than it actually would be for whales, right? Because whales, like, you know, if you have the unit Rainbow, they're already going to have tons of crit, tons of additional, they're going to be super powerful, right? It's the first dupe is way more impactful than any other dupe. So in the silver slot, you can get like up to 3 crit and 3 additional and stuff like that for certain units. So, you know, I think in the long run, equipment is actually going to be a huge buff and very, very free-to-play friendly, more so than for whales, right? Now, obviously, you do have that one slot, which, you know, only opens up with 2 dupes, but, you know, it's not like the gold equipment, you can get up to like 10 crit or something like that, and then silver is only like 3. Like, the max in silver you can get up to is like 3 crit, 3 additional, and then it's the same for gold as well. So, I don't really consider it to be too much of a big-time whale thing, right? Plus, it's not like the game has PvP or anything like that anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and awaken him to LR right here. You need some of the old Tech Vegito Blue medals as well as the new LR Tech Vegito Blue. And then, wha-bam! Here he is, the bad man himself. All right, so let's test this guy out. Now, the Vegito and Gogeta are built a little bit differently from some of the previous units. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think a lot of times, especially in difficult events, the way to use these guys is to keep them in the 3rd slot until they transform. I mean, that keeps them ridiculously powerful at the start of fights. And then once they transform, then you keep them on main rotation. So let me level this guy up, get him the SA20, and then we'll go ahead and hop into some events and test them out. Alright guys, so we're going to start things out on Vegito's own team, the Last Resort team. Well, Vegito and Gogeta is one thing I really like that they did with this. Honestly, so far, I feel like Dokkan has 100,000% nailed it with this anniversary. For starters, I love what they did with the 2 LRs. Vegito is a Last Resort / Patara category leader. Then Gogeta is a Last Resort / Fusion category leader. So one of the best things about this anniversary is if you pull either of them, you can run the team, and then you can bring the other one. Say you don't pull them, you could use that one as the friend lead, and they work amazing next to each other. So that was beautiful design by Dokkan to have them lead the same category, right? I like that a lot. And then, you know, for Gogeta, you know, you're able to get a lot more of the fusion units on there. Well, I guess a lot of the big ones like Gotenks and Gogeta and stuff like that are already on the Last Resort category, right? But whatever. Fusion and Patara is their secondary leader skills. Now, what is his defense? 59k. That's not spectacular there. He gets an additional 3 when attacking. He has that additional attack, medium chance of being a super attack. Now, what's interesting about it is in the 3rd slot, both Vegito and Gogeta are like this. They get the high chance of evading enemy attack as a 3rd attacker in the turn. So, especially when going through difficult events, for sure the move is going to be keeping them in the 3rd slot of the rotation. Like Super Battle Road, you're going to keep them in the 3rd slot of the rotation. That's going to do you better than trying to force feed them in slot 1 and 2, right? Hey, look at that. That's 12k right away. That's the thing. Vegito and Gogeta, the damage they do is unreal, but they aren't like defensive gods or anything. Oh my god, their animations. Like, here's the thing. Using these units is so fun just with their animations alone. Okay, so we got double super attacks. That is good because Vegito and both Gogeta, both of them, stack attack in their base form. So any supers they do right there gives them the additional like extra damage they'll eventually have way later on. Now, this rotation wasn't the best, I suppose, for Vegito, right? Because we do not have a unit with Fierce Battle here, because obviously LR Majin Vegeta is a Shattering Limit unit, but we did have things like Legendary Power, and that's it. Active right there. So not an amazing opening round right there, for sure. Like, that wasn't super impressive at 55%. Now, obviously, next turn, he's going to transform, and then things change. Like, once they go blue, things get real interesting, especially in Vegito's case. And being turn 4 is not really that bad. For, like, easy A, you know, maybe sometimes it'll be difficult to kind of get there. But Vegito will be an amazing easy A unit because he's got that huge, the 50% chance to dodge in slot 3. Like, that's the thing. They're designed beautifully. You just have to realize you can't force them to be great in their base form. You have to wait it out. But, like, turn 4 isn't really that bad of a wait, right? Then, once this happens, it's like, oh, okay. Sorry, Gogeta, my boy. Time for you to get slapped up. Time to get pieced up. Alright, so he's at 62k defense right there, right? Now, the big thing to remember is that every super attack he does, he raises defense. And he is going to actually have 2 guaranteed super attacks. Then, in slot 1 and 2, he builds up ki and attack and defense. So he's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm going to put LR Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku right there, just to sort of, like, help. I want Vegito to have more of an impact right there. There we go. And then, you know, that way Vegito is going to be in between Majin Vegeta and then Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, from what I've noticed a lot of times, is better off defensively if you get just his 12 key super attack. His defense usually ends up higher than if you get, like, a lot of orbs, right? Spirit Bomb Goku is crazy. Okay, so here's Vegito, 2.33 million. Considering he then gets a guaranteed second super attack coming up, and then his defense is going to shoot way up after this. That's not bad. So his defense... Okay. One thing I want to say immediately upon using this guy, no dupes, is I feel like these units, more so than many other units in the game, significantly power up with dupes. I just think of how, like, I'm comparing in my head, like, the numbers we're seeing from Vegito right there, compared to numbers that I saw when I did the Rainbow videos for them. These are units where dupes are very impactful. So, that is pretty interesting. I don't think it's not anything like if you only pull one, it's not like that bad, but I think it is important to note that they are going to get way better. The other thing too is I don't imagine Gogeta is going to survive this turn. I'm gonna not get a super. What is your defense? 62k. I'm gonna not get a super attack with Blue Kaioken Goku at the end right there, because I would prefer not to finish Gogeta off on this turn, and then I would like to take a look at what Vegito's defense looks like next turn, right? But, like, you know, if we're talking about Legendary Goku event or Infinite Dragon Ball history, like, the damage that Gogeta and Vegito both are gonna be able to do is gonna be, like, unparalleled. But it'll be interesting if we're going to get more units similar to Gogeta and Vegito, but reversed, right? So what I'm saying is maybe we'll get units that transform and then they're godly in the 3rd slot, but before they transform, they're godly in the 1st and 2nd slot. Because, like, the way Vegito and Gogeta are built, it's, you know, you run them as a floater, and then you run them on rotation afterwards. One thing that does help Vegito, by the way, is that he is a over and a flash units the whole way through. That obviously is really good because you don't have to worry about the shenanigans that, like, that Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Goku have, where they go from prepare for battle over and a flash, which is a pain in the ass. So it's better that Vegito, base Vegito, has over and a flash, right? Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at him on a couple of more teams. All right, guys. So now we're gonna go ahead and check out the Realm of Gods team. Now, again, this is where Vegito having over and a flash at the start is going to be very impactful. Because obviously we just got LR God Goku, who's, I think, LR God Goku actually is going to work pretty well with some of these units. Because he does have Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, over and a flash. But he doesn't have Fierce Battle. He does have Legendary Power. Doesn't have Power Bestowed by God or Fuse Fighter either. Then when Vegito... Okay, so Vegito doesn't have Warrior Gods or Godly Power, right? Okay, and then it's Gogeta, I believe, has some of those. So, God Goku might work a little bit better with Gogeta then. All right, so I'm going to keep these two together for now. That should be a good super attack for Vegito. Remember that Vegito does get 3 key when he supers, right? So, 13, 14, 15. He is going to get his 18 key super attack right here. This is going to be a pretty powerful rotation. See, LR God Goku, I think, will probably work pretty well with... Okay. All right, I didn't think he was going to do that, but LR God Goku is going to work pretty well with, like, the Vegito and the Gogeta. Okay, perfect. He didn't finish him off. Yeah, there you go. Because he's super powerful at the start, right? And then Vegito and Gogeta, they get stronger later on. So it's like, you know, God Goku maybe could carry a little bit at the start, and then Vegito and Gogeta could carry for you after that. I mean, boy, I don't know. When I used Kale and Khalifa at 55%, like, they felt like the best unit in the game to me, like, better than every other unit rainbowed, right? Like, that was the one line I said where, like, you know, like, a lot of people on, like, the Dokkan subreddit and stuff, they're like, oh, God, that's so crazy. How could you ever say such a thing? And it's like, well, I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know what to tell you. They look more impressive at 55% than any other unit in the game does, even at Rainbow. Now, Vegito, I'm certainly not seeing the same thing. They are very fun, and turn 4 is not that bad to be able to get his transformation to activate, right? That's sort of the thing. You know, maybe if it was a little bit deeper into the fight, it's like, I think the units drop way down, but, you know, turn 4 in Battlefield, that's usually, like, the final fight of the fight, right? Like, the one big point I'm trying to get to is that both Gogeta and Vegito, they also have these active skills, and it's like, I feel like you're almost never going to see them. Like, you have to actually be in the Legendary Goku event or Infinite Dragon Ball History, or you're probably not going to see the active skills. Even in Dokkan events, I feel like it's probably going to be pretty rare. Because, see, like, right here, it depends. Okay, so we could actually get Vegito's active skill right here, but we need to not finish Gogeta off right here, and then in the next turn, we have to absolutely obliterate Gogeta, right? So, like, that first turn where Gogeta is STR Blue Gogeta, we have got to really just run the woodshed on him in order to get him below 50%. So then we could go, boom, Vegito busts out his active skill. Now, when comparing Vegito to Gogeta, one thing to remember is that Vegito, perfect. Let me do this right there. The thing about Vegito and Gogeta is that for Gogeta's active skill, his super effective against all types does actually count on his active skill. So you are going to see that actually add to damage to Gogeta's active skill. So Gogeta is going to end up having a more impactful active skill than Vegito is, right? But I don't know. It's just, that's something that you're going to see them so infrequently that I don't know that it really matters that much. Okay, that damage is not bad. That 3.25 million right there. You might look at that and go, oh, that's, you know, that's lower than, I don't know, other LRs can do, right? But the thing is, he does still have the guaranteed second super attack. Like, that's really big. Okay, so we need to do a lot of damage to Vegito right here. We need to really put a big-time boom on this man. So hopefully Physical Vegito Blue can get a lot of crit counters here. All right. Oh, we do have double Zamasu, though. This is going to be scary. Would I... Okay, I also I'm going to have to... I'm going to use items here because I want to make sure Physical Kid Buu is completely good. I will not transform with that Merge Zamasu because we'll one-turn Gogeta, right? I think just doing this... and this. Yeah, there's no way. I don't think we'll finish Gogeta off right here because Physical Vegito Blue is not going to go crazy here unless he gets crits. One thing comparing the two units, by the way, is Gogeta. I feel like his animations are just better. Like, it's just it, but that's literally because the Broly movie is like the best Dragon Ball has ever looked, right? And the animations at this point, it's literally just one for one, like what happens in the anime, right? Like, we even saw, like, Super Saiyan Blue SCR Kaioken Goku, right? They took his super attack animations from Dragon Ball Heroes, Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So, like, it's always just pretty much one-to-one right there. Wow, okay. I apparently am not even going to do enough damage to him to get under 50%. Oh, Physical VB, you suck. I mean, you know, he type disadvantage, right? But, oh, come on. So I should have transformed with Merge Zamasu? What a bummer. Well, here we go, you know, with his active skill being super hard to get, right? Okay, I'm probably going to hop right back. Oh, no, we got it. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and let's have Vegito use his active skill here. Oh, man, this is the rotation I wanted for Vegito, too. Like, you know, obviously we have ridiculous support. Oh, okay. So with Gogeta having the super effective against all types on his active skill, the reason that would be is if you have him in slot 1 or 2, that's where Gogeta is super effective against all types. So it is important to remember, if you have Vegito and Gogeta in slot 1 or 2 when using their active skill, they will get that little bit of extra attack and defense. But if I use Vegito's active skill in slot 3, I imagine he would not build up the 1 key plus the 7% attack and defense with every attack. The other thing, too, with Vegito and Gogeta is that you have to do 11 attacks with them at blue to build up their full passive. You're just not going to see that outside of the really long events. So that is something that hurts a little bit as well. All right, so a few things to talk about right there. Number one, I love that his active skill is basically his level 3 from Fighters, right? They took some of Fighters and then combined it with some of what happens in Dragon Ball Super, and they created the active skill. Then, I mean, this shot right here is just beautiful. Like, the wind screen, both Gogeta and Vegito have them. It is hard to say who has a better wind screen, though. Like, Gogeta just sort of, like, flicking, like the energy off his wrist the way he does. Something about that is just, like, the most badass shit in the world. But then again, Vegito is just standing there like, that's all you got? Like, it's tough. Who's got a better wind screen? I'm going to need to look at them both some more. But look at that active skill damage. Like, if you can bust the active skill out, like, it is a finisher. Like, especially in Super Battle Road, I don't know if you'll ever see it in Super Battle Road, maybe on a super, super, super rare occasion. Because literally the earliest you can get the active skill is turn 6. So rarely you could get to turn 6 in some Super Battle Road stages, but it really depends. Actually, Potara is one of the stages because you fight the Gogeta that has 1,000,000 HP, so you actually could get the final Kamehameha in Potara Super Battle Road. Majin Buu Saga Super Battle Road is another stage where you fight one of those bosses with 1,000,000,000 HP. Transformation Boost as well, actually, for both Vegito and Gogeta, right? Because that Ultimate Gohan at the end. So, I don't know, actually, thinking about it, there's a couple of stages that they could be used in where you'll be able to get that active skill. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, guys, so we are here. This is a turn. We're on the future team. We were able to get LRB Pan on here. I believe Vegito has got his full attack and defensive buff here. The only thing is I'm not going to be able to get him full key, it looks like. That's okay, that's okay. We should be able to see him close. No. Oh, he's close enough to full key. It's fine, it's fine. And we have Tech Vegito Blue right here. So remember that he does build up his attack and defense every single time he attacks, right? Now, this actually took me a while just to get this done, because I kept, like I was sort of half paying attention, and I kept dying. Vegito Blue, I mean, he is only 55%, right? But he is pretty fragile, I mean, in some of these more difficult events. I am eager to get him rainbowed and to really take him into, like, Super Battle Road and stuff to see. But because, you know, every unit can perform great on a Dokkan event, right? And there's so many units that stack that are so good against Legendary Goku events. So, like, I like units that are good everywhere. So, I want to see more so of what these units are capable of doing. I did use a bunch of defense reduction items already, by the way. So, him taking double digits right there, that's because I used items. 5.55. 55%. That's pretty good. And then he has a guaranteed second super attack. Now, the other thing I noticed that can happen as well, 3.63, that's so much damage out of those two attacks right there. 55%, that's pretty big. Here's the thing. I think both LR Vegito Blue and LR Gogeta Blue, they are capable of actually attacking more times than we realized. So, I want to explain this now, and then while we're going through his passive, but the way these units are set up, it's very similar to LR Tech Broly in the way their passive is worded, but we can only see it actually implemented if we use their active skills, right? So the way Vegito does a super attack and then a guaranteed second super attack. The turn before this, I wasn't actually recording, so I can't show the footage, but the turn before this, I used Vegito's active skill in slot 2, and because it's against STR UI Goku, he was able to survive, right? Then Vegito supered, big, giant, 5 million attacks or whatever. Then UI Goku dodged that, right? Then Vegito did a second super, and then he did a third super attack. Now, the reason that's important to note is because my Vegito obviously does not have any dupes in him. I don't have any additionals, and I don't have any equipment on him either to give him additionals. So Vegito did an extra additional because the way his passive is worded. So let's go ahead and go into the unit breakdown right now, and I will kind of explain exactly why I think that happens, why both Gogeta and Vegito can get an extra attack on the turn where you use their active skill. Alright guys, so this is the Ultimate Invincible Fusion Vegito. That's a great title right there. His leader skill is the Last Resort category, or Patara category, 3 key and 150% of stats. I'll be doing a video on the Last Resort category separate a little later on, probably a couple of videos actually, because that team is just pretty balanced is what that team is. Vegito's 12 key super attack is the Vegito combination, which stacks attack and does colossal damage. Then his 18 key super attack is the Big Bang attack, which stacks attack and does mega colossal damage. His passive skill, Drop Dead, gives him 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets 3 key when attacking and launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of being a super attack. Looks like that chance is a 25% chance, okay. And then he has a high chance of evading enemies' attacks as the third attacker in a turn. That, of course, is a 50% chance. So, usually, I think when going through something like Super Battle Road, even the Legendary Goku event, Infinite Dragon Ball History, any of that, with this LR Vegito and LR Gogeta, because their passives are the same before they transform, I think you're honestly better off just leaving them in the third slot. With the extra chance to dodge, they will be way better defensively. They're only okay, I think, offensively before they transform. Like, they're nothing special, right? So kind of like just play it cautious, like play it smart, like just, you know, be patient. Let them go blue and then they dominate, right? But like just, you know, just sort of hold out until they transform. They're both so overpowering at blue that it's weird that they kind of made them balanced when, you know, it's like, you know, with Kale and Khalifa and Gohan and Goten, I don't think units need to be balanced, but I mean, as of right now, I still do think this Vegito is probably the best unit in the game. I mean, I wasn't completely blown away by him in this 55% video, right? But, you know, at Rainbow, I think him and Gogeta, they're going to get a much bigger impact from the hidden potential system, I think, than a unit like Kale and Khalifa probably would. So, Vegito transforms from the 4th turn from the start of fight. That's his transformation condition. Very easy to get, right? Links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Brainiacs, Power Bestowed by God, Over in a Flash, Fuse Fighter, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. I mean, his links are fine. Him having Brainiacs would be good for the Time Traveler and Future team. And then, of course, you know, the rest of the links, you know, we know the Patara link, Power Bestowed by God, and then him having Over in a Flash in base is really good, by the way, again, rather than him going Prepared for Battle, which would be annoying. Now, this is good. His 12-key multiplier is actually 160%. Both him and LR Gogeta do have 160% 12-key multipliers, so we have 2 more units added to the list. The list is now, you know, very, very small, right? What is it? Tech Vegito Blue, SDR Rose. We have the one Cell Jr. We have Blue, AGL Blue Gogeta, and then these 2 LRs, like, you know, and then Cell Jr. I love that so much. The 24 key multiplier is 200%, like it always is. And then our boy Vegito is on a lot of teams. This is where he does have an advantage over Gogeta, by the way. Gogeta is on less teams than Vegito. So this first team, this is what? Transformation Boost, and no. Is this Last Resort? I think this is Last Resort right here. Yeah, okay. So, the Last Resort category, stupidly OP, by the way. Then this is Patara right here. Finally is getting some buffs with, you know, LR Vegito, and then this is going to be an LR Goku Black right there. And then down here, this is Realm of Gods that he's also on. Very, very good, right? Isn't it? Yeah, this is Realm of Gods right here. Both LR Gogeta and Vegito are on that, so that's a nice buff there. This is the Time Traveler team, which is just ridiculous. You know, all the Dragon Ball Heroes units now. We got the new Trunks and Mai, the new Vegito, like craziness, right? Then he's also on the Future category team. I really wish Legends had done this as well and put like the Vegitos and the Vegeta and the Goku in the Future category. Like, imagine how shitty the Future category would be if it didn't have Goku, Vegeta, and Vegito in it. Like, it would be awful, right? And then also, we also have, well, not awful, but it would be way worse. I think this is the Kamehameha team. Yeah, that's what this looks like right here. This is the Kamehameha team, which, I mean, again, we just got a nice buff with both of these guys added to it. And then, you know, we recently got, like, 3 of the last 4 Dokkan Fests were added to the Kamehameha category team, which helps it out a lot. And then finally, here is Transformation Boost down here. Another category that seemingly every good unit gets added to, right? Then, of course, again, you know, after 4 turns, he does transform into Vegito Blue. And this is where, this is basically the best unit in the game right here. His super attacks change, his passive changes, he gains an active skill, and a couple of his links also change, right? So let's go ahead and jump into it. So his 12-key super attack is the Vegito Sword, which raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does colossal damage. Then his 18-key super attack is the Omega Finish Blow, which raises defense for 1 turn and does mega colossal damage. That's what really, I think, saves this guy and makes him, like, great, is that he's building that defense on super attack. It's only for 1 turn, but it allows him to tank very well even in the most difficult of events, right? So that's good. Only lasts 1 turn, but he does get 2 guaranteed super attacks, so the defense will hold up. His passive skill, This Is the End, gives him 77% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets 2 key at the start of turn. Then he launches an additional super attack. That's just guaranteed additional super attack. Then he gets an additional 1 key and 7% attack and defense with each attack performed as the first or second attacker in a turn, right? Now, here's the thing. The way this works is that it could be either the first or second attacker in a turn, you get that an additional super attack, basically, is I believe the way it works. So what happens is, if you use Vegito or Gogeta's active skill in slot 1, 2, or 3, and then I believe if you use them in a different slot after the boss survives their active skill, they will then have 3 attacks from their passive, and then they could get a 4th from their hidden potential system as well. So, to clarify, right, against STR UI Goku, I did the active skill in slot 2, right? He does the final Kamehameha. Then I put him in slot 1. He supered 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. And again, my Vegito does not have additionals. So if you use the active skill in a different slot and then put him in a different slot, he gains that ability. So I suspect if you have Gogeta or Vegito use their active skill in slot 3, they probably will gain that high chance of evading enemy attacks, even in slot 1. That's something I do want to test at some point. You know, y'all are free to go test this out. I already tweeted it out on Twitter, but I think it should work like that. So again, you know, this isn't going to work against Int UI Goku, who's pretty much like one of the only bosses you could really test this against, right? Because Int UI Goku will cancel you from dodging. But if you could do it against SCR UI Goku, or maybe even Blue Gogeta in Infinite Dragon Ball History or something like that, use Gogeta or Vegito's active skill in that 3rd slot, then put him in the 1st slot, and I bet you know they're going to get the Vegito would do 3 supers, and he would have the 50% chance to dodge. Now that is just like, that is unparalleled. 3 guaranteed super attacks, and of course, like, you know, with how deep into the event you're going to be, like, again, they're all going to be like 5 million plus. That's why no one has really noticed it, because there's no, like, it's so difficult in order to be able to see it, because they do so much damage. I was only able to see it because UI Goku dodged Vegito's first super attack, right? So he was able to survive, because it's very difficult. There's so few bosses that could even survive their active skills, let alone then eat multiple super attacks from them afterwards, right? So that is, like, their pinnacle. Like, Vegito is actually unparalleled. Well, I don't know. I guess you could say, because SDR Blue Kaioken Goku, I guess, technically could get to, like, he has the highest ceiling in the game, right, with the Spirit Bomb. But, like, Vegito, on a turn where he does the active skill, and then he could do 4 super attacks and have a 50% chance to dodge. So he's basically going to, you could super 5 times with him in 1 turn, and he has a 50% chance to dodge. And his defense at that point, like, he would be taking, like, double-digit damage from, like, you know, Int UI Goku after all those supers raising his defense. So he is very powerful, right? And then, again, finishing up his passive, he gets the 1 key and 7% attack and defense with each attack performed as the first or second attacker in a turn. Then he does get an additional super attack and the high chance of dodging as the 3rd attacker in a turn. So just a lot to these units, right? Then his active skill is the final Kamehameha, which greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and it can be activated when facing only one enemy whose HP is 50% or less, and you could use it the turn after Vegito transforms into blue, right? And then his links, I believe Saiyan Warrior Race changes to Super Saiyan, and then Brainiacs changes to Kamehameha, and then he's got Power Bestowed by God, Over in a Flash, Fuse Fighter, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. A very good link set right there. Obviously, you know, he'd be better if he had Prepared for Battle as well, but even Gogeta Blue loses Prepared for Battle once he turns into Super Saiyan Blue as well. So again, they did try and balance them any way they can, but there we go. That is LR Vegito Blue. Again, as of me finishing this recording, I do think he probably is the best unit in the game, but I was a little bit disappointed with his 55% showcase. I don't know, like he definitely has the heights in him. I will definitely be able to say definitively if I think he's the best unit in the game after I can do like Super Battle Road and everything. I want to get him rainbowed. I want to get Gogeta rainbowed. You know, test him out on the same teams and stuff like that. Going to be a lot of fun. But this is definitely one of the most hyped times in Dokkan. Probably actually the most hyped time ever. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.